Yeah, we thought coming in that this was going to be a trap game. Anytime you're playing a team that hasn't won the last, few games of the year, at home, kids are ready to go on holiday. No matter what you say and you do in practice, it's human nature. And I thought we had a chance, especially in the first half, to take the game away from them. And then we gave them a lot of confidence in the second half, and I have to give ourselves a little credit, coming back there and putting a spurt of 3 or 4 minutes, the way we're capable of playing.
I was gonna say, can't be happy with giving up the 15-point lead, but I'm assume happy with the way you responded in running the lead right back up to 17 after they took the lead.
Yeah, I thought we responded well, but on the other hand, you can't give up leads of 15, 12. We just couldn't make any stops in critical situations, and then we went cold, both from the free throw line and also from the 3-point arc. And anytime you do that against a team that's just loose and is just playing, you're going to be in trouble. And give them credit. They made some 3-point shots that they usually don't make. And next thing you know, we're down. But we responded, and I have to give these kids a lot of credit, especially leaving on a high note for second semester.
Thought in that cold stretch that you mentioned, the offense kind of went stagnant. A lot of just 3-pointers hoisted right away. Seemed like kind of got it going again with some stuff around the basket from Chris and from Rodney.
Yeah, I thought we panicked a little bit on the offensive end, especially against their zone. Next thing they were extending their zone. We really don't see that much zone in our league. We haven't seen much of it, in the early season. And even though you prepare, in practice, you can't simulate what the opposition does in terms of their quickness and length. And I thought once we settled down a little bit and started taking the ball to the basket with Chris and Rodney, I thought we opened up, some lanes for us to drive.
And you mentioned when BJ returned last weekend how different of a team you guys are with him on the floor. And tonight, even seemed like he shook the rust off even more. 3 of 4 from 3, where he was 0 for 5 last week. Just really seemed to make a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you put a kid like him in the rotation, even though he's not starting right now, he means so much. This kid was the MVP of the regionals last year, and he's had a lot of big games and a lot of key moments for us. And I thought tonight, when we went up by 4, he hit a critical 3-pointer for us in the corner to extend the lead, and that's what he's been doing here for 4 years. And hopefully we can keep him healthy for second semester, because this team is a lot different without him.
And lastly, Devin Gilligan, I thought really just set the tone early. 5 points, 5 rebounds in the first 5 minutes when you guys jumped out to, I think, an 11-4 lead. Kind of how important was that to really, where you mentioned it was, somewhat of a trap game, to really come out and take advantage right away?
Yeah, I thought, Devin set the tone for us in terms of energy. One of the questions we had as a coaching staff is how well we were going to play, with the energy level of, playing a team that, has been struggling to win basketball games. And I thought Devin was the key early to get us a double-digit lead, and then nobody followed. And this is why, second half, we were on a roller coaster ride, because we didn't have, 4 or 5 guys on the same page, with that emotion.
Thanks, Coach. Enjoy the break, and